Anyway, we've got other things to talk about. Let's not talk about the game. Why are we talking about the game? Does it look like we're on the gaming screen right now? No, we're in the Jets talks about her life and everyone finds it so interesting screen. This is where you guys sit down and go, wow, Jets, please tell us about your life. We care so much about how you went and got coffee beans. Yay! I had to go on like a really long freaking drive. I'm not gonna say how long it is for docs reasons, and I'm not gonna say to where for docs reasons. Let's just say I had to drive out into the middle of whoop whoop, and it's quite a few hours because of Australia. I had to drive out into the middle of whoop whoop because it was my grandparents' wedding anniversary, and they're getting very old. And so all the family are kind of like, we should all get together for these events because they're getting old and they might die. Tiny little country town in the middle of nowhere. And oh, baby. Pulling into my small country town, past my high school, past the pub I worked at, being like trying not to have Vietnam War flashbacks. I can hear like in the bombs dropping behind me as I'm driving into this like small town, having like war flashbacks of like, oh, I was bullied there, and then walking to the pub and it being like, oh, this is such small country town pub energy. I hope I don't run into anyone I know. Thank God I didn't, apart from family, obviously. But thank God I didn't run into anyone I went to like school with. I think I would have thrown up. I think I would have had a full-on attack, like panic attack. I'm like, oh, anyway, I don't know how many jetpacks. No, I've mentioned this vaguely in passing. I don't talk about it a lot. I don't really talk about my family that much. There's a lot of other things going on. I don't really mention it. But long story short, I come from a very big family, jetpack. I've mentioned this before. I come from a very big family, like intimidatingly big family, and it just keeps getting bigger because my siblings have partners and now my siblings have kids. Mech Mum is like one of like a family of like 18 cousins, and now there's like 7 great grandkids, and it's crazy. It's a big family. So let's say that like we were like kind of we were put into like the conference room because there was so many of us, 2 like giant tables, and that wasn't even the whole family there. It was like most of us, but it wasn't the entire family. But it was a large group of people, like a lot of people. And every time I see her, I'm like, oh, this is crazy. I'm jumping all over the place. But the funniest part of the evening, because it's my grandparents' wedding anniversary, is Mech Mum got like a bunch of cakes. And they're like, we're gonna do a recreation of them cutting the cake like on their wedding. And so my granddad and my grandma get up to the front of the table, room of like so many people, like 20, 30, 50 people, too many people. And they're gonna do a little speech. It's very cute, it's very old. These people getting old, like 80 plus old, little old, cute old couple, been together for like 60 years. That's crazy. Being together with a person for like 60 years, they're very cute and they're very old grandparents. My granddad, he's getting old, he's doing his little speech. He's like looking around the room. He's like, so crazy to have you all here. And then one of the uncles is like, no thanks to you. my granddad like gives us a wink. He's like, all right, okay, we got a little jokester here. I see how this is going. He's like, yeah, you know, all of you guys, you know, I'm proud to have you all here. Oh, except for, and this is the part that lost everybody, you know, made here, made in Australia. Oh, except for cousin Kyle, because I have a cousin who is adopted. A big family, various background of people. One of my cousins is actually adopted. Like a big family. Because at the time, one of my aunties, it was the thing where you couldn't have a kid. She couldn't have kids, so he's adopted. And then later on, she went through much more procedures to get that sorted, and then she could have kids. But her first child, she got an adopted son because she thought she could have kids. He's from Korea. And my old grandpa goes, all of you made in Korea? Oh, except for cousin Kyle, made in Korea, loved in Australia. And we're like, Grandpa, you can't say that. He meant so well. He meant so well by it. But it was like, oh my God. Then you think that's funny. Keeps going. Yeah, so 6 years ago, me and your ma, we were married up at that church, you know, it says names of the church. So we were married in that church. Oh, and then later on, your auntie, Susan, I'm making up random names for people because I want to dox my family. Then later on, your auntie Susan was married in that church. And our marriage has lasted a lot longer. Auntie Susan got divorced after a year. I was like, Grandpa, you can't be saying this. We were just like in tears. Me and my sister were like grabbing each other, like, you can't say that about Auntie Susan. He was marriage mugging his own daughter. It was great. It was so funny. And then he was like, so after our wedding, me and your ma, we got in my car, and he was like, oh, what car was it? Oh, it was a blue car, I can't remember. And then everyone was like, what car was that, Granddad? And I tried him in the car, he's like, I don't remember. I remember we got in the car, we drove all the way up to like Sunshine Paradise. We didn't stop driving for days, we stayed at places, and he's like, on that drive, that both windshields got absolutely busted from the rocks. And the worst thing was the insurance company refused to pay for it. And that's why you don't trust insurance companies. He said, well, like, Granddad, this is your wedding speech. Stop talking. Everyone's like, Granddad, just cut the cake. Just cut the cake. And it was so funny. It was so funny. We were just in tears. Oh, Granddad was just, I forget he is so funny. He's so funny, but like he rarely talks. He's quite a quiet old man, but when he does start talking, he's very funny. Actually, both my grandparents are very funny. I've talked about this beforehand. My granddad has like severe OCD, and my grandmother knows this, and she loves him. They've been together now for 60 years. But whenever my granddad does something to piss off my grandmother, she takes the kitchen cutlery drawer, turns it upside down onto the counter, and then walks out the room. Because she knows he hates when the cutlery is unorganized. And it's like, you guys are great. You guys are great. Like, she won't say anything. She'll just look him in the eyes, grab the cutlery counter, and turn it over. Ballad crash out. They're very charming, both of them. But then my grandmother, because she's funny, but she's a lot more sweet. She's getting a lot sweeter in like her old age, as you do. And it was just very sweet. She was like, oh, thank you for being here. You're all so lovely, so wonderful. And she's, I've had such a lovely life and got to spend time with you all. And then she was like, but you really don't get enough time. And then I went from like crying at Granddad's jokes to just crying at my grandmother being so sweet. And I was like, family. It was very wholesome. It was very, very wholesome. Hin hin jets. Oh, you think that hin hin was bad? Boys, you think that? Okay. You think that hin was bad. So there's a large group of families, so you rarely get a chance to talk to everybody. My grandmother finally comes over to me for the first time during the night. So once again, I'm the oldest of my siblings, and they have like partners and fiancés and kids, and I'm like, me. I'm just me. I'm just me, boys. So my grandmother, sweet old lady, comes up and she like holds my hands and she's like, well, how are you doing? It's just you. And I'm like, yeah, just you. Wait, in your apartment? Yes, just you. Yes, with your cat? Yes, just me. Just me with my cat. Just you. she's like, and she's like, now, just you. Just I was like, yes, Ma. She's like, just you don't have to. She's like, but you're just such a pretty smart lady. It's pretty smart, hardworking. Just doesn't make sense to me. I was like, thanks, Grandma. Thanks, Grandma. She's like, it just doesn't make sense. And I was like, oh, it's very sweet, Ma. It was a nice compliment, but I was like, such an old lady compliment. But my grandma's very lovely. The whole evening was really, really nice. She's right. I don't make any sense. It's true. It's true. My grandma being like, what's wrong with you? Grandma wants you to make her great grandma. Guns and knives, no. See, here's the thing. Most people would be like, she's putting pressure on you. No, my grandmother already has 5 great grandkids. She has 18 grandchildren and 5 great grandchildren. She's not putting pressure on anybody to reappropriate. She was like, that was almost more insulting actually, because it felt like it was coming from a place of concern and genuine confusion. If she was just like, I want grandkids full stop, that would be fine. But it was more like her being like, but you're so smart and hardworking. I'm so pretty. She's like, you're so pretty. It's so pretty hardworking. I just don't, and I'm like, no, I'm just, you know, I'm very, very strong, very independent, Grandma. I really take care of myself. So I'm leaving. Everyone's like, you're leaving. I was like, yeah, I got work in the morning, blah, 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 blah. And as I go to leave, Mech Mum grabs me and I was like, oh my God, oh no, Mech Mum. I realize as I'm leaving, a lot of my aunties are quite wine drunk. And I know this because I go over to one of my aunties who's like cradling my little baby nephew and I'm like, oh, that's so sweet. And then she goes, oh, you're gonna have to try and make sure yours are just as good. And I'm like, Auntie Karen, not her actual name, I'm just making random names. I'm like, you are very drunk right now. You are very drunk right now. And I was like, as I'm going around, I'm realizing, oh yes, the aunties are drunk. And my aunties are all, they are all squawkers. When they start getting drunk, they're like, and that's, oh my goodness, they just talk up a storm. And I'm like, okay, so I'm saying goodbye. And as I'm getting to Mech Mum, I'm like, okay, Mech Mum is also drunk. And she grabs me and she gives me a big hug. And she's like, sweet, drive safe. And if you see a kangaroo, you don't swerve. You go right through it. And then she grabs me really intensely on the shoulders. She goes, you tell your chat that. You tell your stream that if you see a kangaroo, no, you better tell them. You tell them that you tell them that if they're in Australia and they're driving, you go through that. I was like, thanks, Mum. I'll tell them that you go through the kangaroo. Good advice. Do the same thing with deer here. Yes. For people who don't know, a kangaroo are very much like deer in America. They act the same. They'll run out onto the road because of the flashlights, and you don't swerve because it's very dangerous. You go right through them. That's why a lot of people in the country have heavy bull bars, and they just go like they deal with the consequences of kangaroo stupidity. Yeah, chat, you see that kangaroo, you ram it with your car. But I was like trying not to cackle as like I'm leaving and my mom's telling me to like run head first into a kangaroo on my drive home. Luckily for me, no kangaroos at all. Your mom has some kind of vendetta against kangaroos? No, she sounds crazy, but she's genuinely saving your life if you're in Australia, because if you swerve, it's far more dangerous for you. If you get shocked and you try and avoid it, that's how a lot of people die on the roads. They'll swerve off the road and they'll end up crashing, or the kangaroo will do something stupid. Swerving causes it to end up going through the windshield. If you go directly into it, it can like go over the top and stuff like that. You got to go through it. It's actually for your safety. Too much making out with Marco. You caught sinus problems. Oh, damn it! God forbid you kiss your friends on the lips for fun, and now you have their sinus problems. This is messed up. Bro, I just wanted to kiss Marco on the lips as a cheeky joke, and this is what I get? Boo! Tomato.